Hey, how's it going, guys? Thank you for joining me on this week's episode of The Real Deal. So this week we're talking about what you can do with your equity. Now, this applies to anybody that has equity in their home, but this particular scenario that I'm going to run with you guys is for clients that have, 50, 80, 100 grand in equity in their house. They bought their homes, a long time ago, and then the equity is just kind of sitting there. I've talked to many clients, including close family, that purchased their houses, in that 2010 to 2014, 15 window, and they either they purchase with higher interest rates and they purchase at a really good price. So they have a lot of equity and they don't really know what to do with it. They don't know if they should sell their house or if they should rent their house out. So the scenario that I'm going to run right now is going to be with you renting your house out. So keeping your current home that you have, either renting it to family, renting it on like any kind of rental company website, and then you purchasing your next home. And as always with all of my episodes, it's always triggered by conversations that I have with potential clients. And I had two very similar conversations today with potential clients that will be taking advantage of the equity that they have. Both of them purchased their houses at a really good time, one in 2009, one in 2010. And we're going to go run through scenarios because like the numbers are really, really good when you look at it and how much your potential proceeds could be and then what your monthly payments will be. Let's say that you've been thinking about refinancing, taking some money out to buy your next home, but on your next home, for sure you want to get a pool. For sure on your next home, maybe you want to get a swim up bar with a pool. Maybe you want to just go all out and put some extravagant granite and everything. And you've seen some of my pick of the days and you're like, I want my house to look like that. Well, sometimes it's going to be real hard to find the one house that you want unless you get it custom built. So use some of that equity to buy your next home. And then also, of course, build it or not build it, remodel it the way that you want. Take some extra money and leave it so that way you can do some of these things that you want to do. So let me go ahead and show you guys a couple of different payment scenarios, right? And these are concrete numbers. These are numbers that I just went through with a client that I was just talking to, and we went through and looked at what her potential monthly payments would be based off of credit, how much money she owed on the house, and all that good stuff. So I already have the numbers pre-typed out so that way we can make this video not an hour long like that consultation was, which was a great consultation. Super nice girl. Can't wait to meet her. All right, let me just double check, make sure my audio is good. Sorry about that, guys. I was getting a little flashing light there. All right, so let's start off with this number here. This is 2009, 2010 purchase. This house was $105,000. The interest rate right there that I'm showing is a very accurate depiction of what interest rates were back then. Your typical, 4% down payment or 3.5% down payment. Taxes are up to date, homeowner insurance, everything. Like this is the monthly payment on a $105,000 house. Because of the interest rate, because of the PMI, with this client taking out of her house about $75,000. Well, actually, now the house has been purchased. I apologize. So now that was the original purchase price. Now the house is down to $80,000. So they've paid down $25,000. So now with the purchase price of the house, so the house is currently worth $80,000. With them taking out $100,000 from the house, this is what their monthly payment is. And that's crazy to think that you can take $100,000 out from your house and go from $825 a month to $968 a month. $100 extra a month, $150, whatever that is. That's huge. Obviously you are restarting your loan. You're starting from scratch, another 30-year loan. But I mean, to be able to take out that much money to put your down payment on your next home, to get the pool done, to get the granite you wanted, the flooring you wanted, that's huge. And even if you want to just do that for your current home and you don't want to buy another home, the current home, the location works for you. You love your neighbors. You guys do the cool cookouts during the Halloween time. Let's say you don't want to do that. Take this information as well to refinance your house and do some upgrades on your house because these interest rates that we have right now are insanely low. So $180,000 would be the new loan amount, right? So this client currently owes $80,000 on her home. She's going to take $100,000 out. This is her new loan amount. This is a very accurate interest rate. I had a client quoted a 2.875% interest rate earlier today. So these numbers are very, very solid. These aren't hypothetical numbers. So as you can see there, monthly payment for the client is going from $825 to $968, and they're taking out a bunch of money. So now What is she going to do with that money? Well, one of the things she's going to do, because she's going to rent her current home that she has, is she's going to add an additional bedroom. She's just going to put some drywall up, put a door up. She's going to take a 3-bedroom house, turn that into a 4-bedroom, makes it a lot more marketable when she's in the process of renting it out. And then also she's going to put 20% down on her next home. And she's also going to leave a little bit of money saved in case they can't find the home that they're looking for that has a pool. But that way they're not just limiting themselves to houses that have pools, because that's going to cut her inventory drastically. Potential price point that she's going to be looking in is $300,000, $320,000. This is about what the monthly payment will end up being on a $320,000 house, putting 20% down. So now, right, that house that she's going to potentially refinance and rent out, her mortgage is going to be $968. She can easily rent that house out for $1,500 a month. So she's going to be making $500-$600 a month on her rental. You take that money and you add that into the new purchase. Her mortgage is essentially the same mortgage that she was paying, but now she has 2 houses paying themselves off at the same time. She has her rental, and then now she has her new home that she's been looking for, bigger house, community. She actually likes the neighborhood that she's in now. Community is going to be good, but just a bigger house that has the more space that she wants. So I mean, that right there, when I was running the numbers and I was looking at how much of a better interest rate she's getting and everything, it just makes sense. And like I said, I've had family that, I've talked to about this. I've had family that we've had this conversation, and it takes a couple extra times for it to, to click in. And I just recently helped out one of my family members do that. Refinance her house, took her money out. Now she has it in her account waiting. So that way, when the right house comes up, she's ready to pull the trigger, make an offer on the house that she wants. She rents her current home out, which houses right now, the rental, market is insane. Rents are just so high. So, I mean, it just makes sense. Okay. Now, obviously, if you're going to sell your house, then the conversation is different. It's, hey, sell your house, get all that money, and then do something with it on your next house. This is specifically talking about somebody that wants to refinance their house and keep the money in their house that they have now, do some updates and stuff, or refinance the house, take the money, and then purchase their next home and rent their current home. All right. So if you know anybody that bought a house and they have some decent equity and they've been thinking about either purchasing or remodeling their house, send this video to them, share it with them, share my contact information. Better yet, give me their contact information. I'll reach out to them. I'll take that first step to point them in the right direction. All it is a conversation, no obligation, and I promise you that they're going to be happy that they spoke to me. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode of The Real Deal. You guys have a great one. Take care.